Exactly. All right, folks. Welcome back to the channel. I have Rita. Say hi, Rita.
Hello.
Why don't you guys introduce yourselves?
Hi, this is my wife Rita, and I'm John. We're the Sangiamos from New York City.
New York City, my old stomping ground back in years and years ago. And I am not. What is the? Do you guys check the weather back in New York?
It's 41.
That's not so bad.
Not too bad.
Not too bad for March.
And there's no snow, so that's fine.
Right. Well, you know, you guys are getting snow like end of April, right? This is what is it? The pretend summer, the pretend spring, and then there's the real spring after a 2-foot snowstorm, right?
You know, March, you can get a really good storm in March.
Oh yeah.
You're gonna get by the St. Patrick's Day, the 17th.
Exactly.
And you're kind of safe.
Right, a little bit, right?
There you go.
And so, what ship did you guys just come off of?
The Disney Wish.
All right. And so, just a little background. Rita and John are used to traveling like on more upscale cruise lines. They've done Cunard. They've done the Concorde. You know, and so I'm just kind of interested on their perspective of a Disney cruise. This is, if memory serves, this is your first Disney cruise, correct?
Yes,
Yes.
it is. Yes.
And just, I'm going to ask you a couple questions on a scale of like 1 to 5 stars. 5 obviously being the best.
Okay.
Just your overall reaction to the ship. You guys are just coming off the ship about 20, 30 minutes ago.
Ladies first. Go ahead.
I think Disney did an exceptional job.
Oh, nice.
They are very people interested. I can't say enough about the staff. The entire crew, from top to bottom. You need something, they're there for you. You have a problem, they're there for you. They're pleasant, they smile. Very, 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 very good group of people. Disney definitely did a good job in hiring the staff.
Oh, that's great to hear.
And it wasn't only just the customer service staff; it was the engineering people and the base crewmen. They were always very polite. And they always said hello, or good morning, whatever the appropriate time was, and regardless whether we were doing whether washing or painting, they acknowledged you, and then everyone was, their staff was excellent.
Oh, God, that's good to hear. Now, what about getting on the ship? How was the embarking process?
I don't think it was too bad. They were pretty organized with the times that they gave you and to show up. They had the lines, but if the lines diminished, then they would take you. So if you had a 12 o'clock and they were calling only 11:30, but the 11:30 line was empty and 12 o'clock people were there, then they escorted you in. So it was pretty smooth. I have no complaints about that either.
Yeah, there was an organized system, but it was not inflexible.
That's
So
awesome.
they made adjustments to accommodate the passengers. So you weren't just sitting around waiting for time.
Nice.
We had a 1:30, and we were on by 12:30.
Oh, that's great. That's great. What about getting off the ship?
Well, we had no luggage. We went with carry-on.
Okay.
So for us, it was painless. Once we just left the room, and then we just followed the rest of the passengers, and we were out. I think we waited longer for the elevator than once we got to
That's great.
once we got to deck 3, which was the debarkation point. We were gone.
So you guys, it sounds like you're like almost professional travelers. It reminds me of that movie with George Clooney, Up or something, where he's always saying, all right, never get behind a couple with a child in line. You always want to get like behind the Japanese, travelers. They're very efficient. So
as far as being professional travelers, I don't know about that far, but over the years we've learned to less is more, the old cliche.
yeah.
People have these big giant bags and they must clean out half their closet. But the point is you have to pre-plan your trip and your wardrobe, and we carried with 2 carry-ons each. So,
Yeah.
it's...
Now, did they have a
And
former
then we
night?
just qualify, and we still brought clean clothes back, and we kind of changed every day. we thought like we were repetitive in what we did.
Right.
You know, you bring a little extra in case there's some kind of spillage or damage,
Right.
but we had more than enough clothes with 2 carry-ons.
And so did they now it was a 4-day cruise?
Yes.
4 day.
4-day.
This particular ship only goes to the Nassau and Castaway Cay,
Okay.
and they do a 3 and a 4 day. That's all the ship is doing right now.
Now, did they have a formal night where you had to wear
No,
wear?
No.
absolutely not.
Okay, because that really cuts down on the luggage.
I'm formally dressed right now.
Okay, right, and so am I. I'm in uniform right now. Right. Food. How would you rate the food on a scale of 1 to 5 stars?
You know?
They have a buffet called Marceline
Okay.
that we actually went in there once. I went in with one of my granddaughters for the first time, and I was so impressed.
That was the breakfast.
No, that was she went in for lunch, and I didn't want her to go and eat by herself, so I went in with her. And she's 19, by the way.
Okay.
So I walked around to see how they have the buffet set up. Incredible.
Really?
Incredible. From soup to nuts, whatever you could possibly imagine would be in a buffet, it was there. Clean. Nothing smelled. Everything was perfect. And then we went back for breakfast the following day. The breakfast at Marceline, I'm telling you, you can't imagine what they have, and whatever you think that they're not going to have, they're going to have for you.
Really?
Yes, they have eggs Benedict, scrambled eggs. They have waffles. They have cakes.
They even had 3 varieties of salmon.
No, not just salmon. They had 3 varieties.
Yes.
I didn't even know there were 3 varieties of salmon.
But the Marceline, I have to say, was very good. And then you have the outside buffet.
Well, it's like a food court in a mall.
Okay.
So there's a pizza, barbecue.
Okay.
Hot dogs and hamburgers for the kids.
You know,
An ice cream kiosk where you can, for the kids, so they can go get ice cream.
Self-serve. It's a self-serve.
Right, and then they have, water and soda and juices all set up so you can go and get whatever you want whenever you want.
Now, were you guys on a plan or something with
No.
the okay?
They at this point, they don't offer a liquor plan, and there was no. Well, the food was included, and then there's a couple of a la carte options.
Okay.
Just to go back to the food court, they have a soda dispenser like you would see in a McDonald's or something
Right.
like that, and it's like open 24 hours. So if you want water or lemonade or a soda, you can go any time of the day.
And it was always open.
Fortunately for us, we were on deck 11, so when we walked out of the room, we made a right, and we were right there.
That was right there.
We were right there.
Oh, that's awesome.
That was just,
So everything was
turn
just
of the card.
convenient, and it was just right there for you.
Right, and then-
I'll say this: the pizza was terrible.
Okay. Well,
It wasn't marginal. It was terrible.
well, we're in New York. We're a little snobby on our pizza here. Our pizza is a very, very high standard. Yeah, I get that.
But the barbecue, Mickey's Southern Cooking,
Yes.
was excellent. They had St. Louis ribs that were off the bone.
Really?
Yes.
Very, very nice. Yes.
Here I am,
Brisket.
really hungry at 8:30 in the
Brisket. Had a
morning.
brisket. A little different from a New York brisket, where you get from a Jewish deli.
Yeah.
It was a little more spicy than you would normally eat, but it was beautiful. It wasn't dry. It was very well done. So and they had cornbread, and they had greens and mac and cheese. Mac and cheese was a little watery. I think they didn't drain the pasta when they put the cheese in.
Right.
So that was a little. But the meat was all their meats were very, very good.
Now, did you have any? So, what about the sit-down restaurants? Did
Okay. You want to take that one, read it?
Okay, so we went to one of the restaurant 1923. Again, the staff can't do enough for you. I was a little disappointed because I had the chicken. It was very, very dry,
Okay.
and then I felt a little bit rushed.
Okay.
And we were the second seating, so I would assume that with the second seating, there's a little bit more leeway for them. But again, I don't know what their requirements are, but I still felt a little bit rushed. They were very kind. They were whatever you want. You could have ordered 2 meals, 3 meals, whatever. They were there to accommodate whatever you wanted. But that one I felt very disappointed about.
I think for that environment, and you can understand the logistics. Unfortunately, food has a tendency to become overcooked.
Yeah, I get that.
And
Yeah.
when chef, no matter how many chefs they had back there, you get in trouble in a regular restaurant when it sits on the serving or the ready counter. So here I had salmon. It was a little dry.
All right.
And
Watch out. Vehicle on
if you didn't have expectations, if you didn't have more of an experience, or if you're not really a foodie, it was okay.
Okay.
But if you understand the difference,
Right.
appreciate the difference, it was not okay.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
And the other thing was, and I understand the scenario because there were 2 grandchildren with their mom and dad, and so there are 3 restaurants. Rita, you can help me out here. There's 1923,
Right.
which is a pretty neutral type situation. That's the theme, is 1923. I believe that's when Disney was founded.
Okay.
And then Rita's better on the other 2.
I
She
think it
knows
was
the names.
Arabelle and
From Frozen, is that
right, and then they had one of the
Marvel Comics?
Marvel comics. That
Okay.
was the other one.
So we looked at it online before we went down, and I want to have dinner. I'm not looking to go to the movies and have
Right.
dinner. So we kind of bailed, and we went to one of the a la carte restaurants, which was called Palo, Palo,
Okay.
and we ate there the first and the last night.
Okay.
And we went in 1923 in the middle because it was a compromise. We couldn't just abandon them or stay away from
Right.
them for the whole 4 nights.
Right.
So that was our compromise. But I didn't need to eat dinner with action figures,
Okay, yeah.
That's
Right. That's for the
not
kids.
That's for kids.
Right.
You know.
Now, speaking of that, were there enough things for adults to do? Because I know Disney's known for, catering to
No.
younger.
No.
Not enough for adults.
No.
There was the Quiet Cove is in the back of the ship, and
Okay.
there's a pool and a bar, which it's 18 and over.
Right.
18 and over. So that was the way. But as far as the other pools, and again, I'm not saying this in a way. It is what it is. The ship is designed for children,
Right.
but it was just inundated. Number one, the pools are small as far as being shallow, and they were just obviously inundated with children. So you
Right.
have all that goes with children. They're playing, they're having a good time, but.
Right.
There
It was kind of loud.
There was some spots on deck 14 on the
Yes.
side.
Yes.
By Currents, the bar was called Currents.
Right.
But again, the pool in the front was again children, but on the wings, on the port and starboard side, for some reason it just worked out. They had lounge chairs, and whatever the geography was, it was quiet, it was nice, it was a getaway, and the bar, Currents bar, was also an adult haven where you could get away.
What now? Did you guys make it to the? Because I'm dying to. I would love to go to the Star Wars Cantina bar. How,
We-
Couple of
we-
times.
We drank there twice. It was great.
was it?
Oh yes.
Oh man.
Yes. They have
There was the bartender there was Bryce. He's a South African.
Right.
The guy was
excellent.
11.
Not on a scale of 1 to 10.
Yeah.
He was an 11.
Yeah.
This goes to 11. That's
He-
awesome.
He was very personable. He had a lot of info. Rita's a Star Wars, and he was a Star Wars guy, and they were going back and forth. It's a great experience.
And then what they did is, you can't go in, when you go into the Star Wars, the hyperspace, you can't order any kind of drink you want. They have a tablet with a menu,
Okay.
and they have their own specialty drinks
Okay.
that are phenomenal.
Really?
And they're very creative about what they do as well. They had one drink, well, my son's mother-in-law, she had the drink, and then they put a stencil on the top, and then you can only see it with a blue light. And it said, on hers it said "Make a Wish," which was beautiful.
Oh, that's nice.
He had a martini that,
I'm a
It was
martini
called-
man myself.
Hold on, what was it? What's the character?
I don't remember that.
Baku?
Oh, Batu, yeah, Batu, I think it was Batu.
Okay.
Batu is a character, obviously, from. and it was made with, which I've never had,
Being-
Saigon gin.
Saigon gin.
Oh, really?
And,
Yes.
and it doesn't have that berry, that
Right.
classic. It's very smooth and very neutral, and they
Lychee.
lychee nut. They dress with lychee, and then they have a gun that kind of creates a
bubble.
globe. A globe. It's a gelatin type globe, and then he inserts the lychee nut into the globe.
And it disappears right in, and the bubble stays there. It's very cool.
That's insane.
It's very, very cool. Very, very cool.
But you can't get like a scotch and soda or a
Right.
screwdriver. It's a
Or a
set
beer.
menu. It's
Can't
on.
even get a-
They
yeah.
have beer.
Oh, did they have beer? I didn't
They have their own 2 types of beer. So they have a tablet, and that's it. So you can't.
Okay.
And what they make there, you can't get in another bar. So the drinks are unique to that place.
That's awesome.
It's definitely, if you go on the boat, you definitely have to.
You
And
gotta
the,
go there.
and the screens and the screens that they have up. Well, screens. It looks like a TV, but it's the whole wall. And then they actually they show you certain things from the movie,
Right.
and then they go into hyperspace, and it actually shows you the hyperspace.
Okay.
It's very, very cool. I definitely was something to see.
Well, the hyperspace is a segue from one venue of the presentation to another.
Okay. That's great. Now you had 2 stops. So you
Yes.
see, you did Nassau, and
We went to Nassau,
and then their private island.
Castaway Key.
What did you think of Nassau? It's been ages
big
since
deal.
I've been there. Right.
No big deal.
Same thing. Right.
You know, it is what it is. You only have so much time.
Right.
So, well, you know, the people were nice. I have to say that. There was no kind of like, you didn't feel pressured or jostled, but it's very congested.
Not like Mexico where you've got everybody kind of
No,
clamoring.
no
No, they were there. There were plenty
they-
of stands to buy things, but nobody
Right.
was in your face. No, the people were nice, but it is what it is. It's
Yeah.
you know, the people are trying to make their living off the cruise ships,
Yep.
and
Yeah.
And they're trying because they're building a big building right by the port. I
Okay.
guess to have for kind of shopping. I mean, the duty free was very, very
poor.
poor.
Oh, really?
So no, as far as duty free, if you're looking to buy any kind of liquor, it was very poor. And I walked into one, and actually the prices were higher than they are in New York.
And that's saying something.
Yes.
And the variety. I
It was
mean,
not that good.
You know, it was, you know, you stand there, you could go into a liquor store and
Yeah.
in the neighborhood and get a better selection of liquors.
Got it. Now, what about their own island?
Oh, it's beautiful.
Really?
It really is a beautiful place. I mean, the water's beautiful. It's you got everybody off the boat, so it's kind of full.
Right.
And it's a good thing that it's only one boat, because I think if there was more than one boat there, you'd probably kill yourself.
No, you couldn't. You couldn't.
Who's
put two
going
ships
for
in there.
who's going for the lounge chairs? But
No.
again, the crew, the people there, everything that they have set up it was well thought out.
Hmm.
Definitely well thought out. And then they give you a barbecue lunch, again, and whatever you wanted. So it's chicken, hot dogs. They had stuff for the kids, stuff for the adults. They had their bars set up in a different area. It was fine.
Now, if you wanted, could you like go snorkeling? Do they have equipment for
Yes.
you?
Yes.
Did you have to pay for the equipment?
Yes.
Oh, you
Yes.
did. Okay.
I thought obviously they're buying it once and using it over and over. They were charging $34 for
An adult.
like a snorkel set that you would get in Walmart for maybe $18.
Oh, wow.
So I mean, it wasn't like top void equipment. I'm a scuba diver,
Right.
and I guess for what it was, for what you're using it for, it was more than adequate as far as safety and
Yeah.
performance. But the point is, they're selling it over and over again at $34
That's
a
expensive.
pop.
And then for a kid, it was 18.
It was 18.
And you can't not do it unless you bring your own, gear.
But,
Exactly.
but the point is,
Yeah.
you're gonna carry all that equipment to use it once.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so they
Yeah, and then
Was
the only
everything
other
like-
thing they gave you a vest. You know,
did you kind of feel like they were trying to upsell you with things throughout the cruise, or was it
No.
just kind
No.
of certain things? Okay.
No.
there were plenty of venues, jewelry stores, perfume, watches, sunglasses, Disney gear, but nobody came and solicited you at the pool or in
Okay.
a restaurant or a venue. It was there.